Okay, go.
Question 3. What kind of media institution might distribute your product and why? I think Bauer Media would distribute mine because it has some similar magazines like Kerrang, Mojo and Q, but my magazine's a bit different to those, so it wouldn't be exactly the same. They use the same sort of convergence I'd like to use to publish my magazine, and not many other magazines are the same genre as mine.
Do you think Bauer would, if they haven't got anything that's in that genre, does that make you think that they would publish it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I publish my magazine mainly in the physical print because I just think it's nicer having the copy. But there'd be like minor articles, like video interviews, photos, competitions on the website, and they'd all be linked with a QR code. I'd have 2 apps, and one of them would just be a normal app that you'd pay like the normal magazine price, where you get the magazine the same day as everyone else. And the other one would be a special one where you get exclusives and the magazine earlier than everyone else.
So if your target audience got smartphones, do you reckon?
Well, it's like between 16 and 30, so the majority of them will. And because of the large age gap in my target audience, the apps and the physical content that is sort of appeals to both sides of the target audience.
Yeah. Lovely. Okay, have you got any more?
Not in this one, no. Is that everything you need?
And what was the company that would produce you? Sorry,
Bauer.
Bauer. Have they got enough, have they got the facilities to make you an app and do you a print version, do you think?
Probably, because other of the magazines have them.
Okay. And where do you think most of your money would come from? Would it be the print version or would it be the app?
It'd probably be the print version, because it costs more, so you'd have to sell it for more.
Okay. Just to get your printing costs back, basically. Okay, lovely, thank you. It is, yeah.
Who would be the audience for your media product? My target audience is 16 to 30-year-olds, both male and female. They'll be part of the mainstreamers group on Young and Rubicons scale, because it's a very well-known genre and a lot of people like this music. The majority of my target audience will not have much disposable income, so the socio-economic groups that this target audience cover are ED and possibly C2.
Okay.
Fitting into the audience and I think I fit into the target audience because I'm in the age range of the target audience. I also like the music that is aimed at the target audience, and I read other magazines that are like close in genre to the one I did.
Okay. Did that make it easy to make decisions
Yeah.
for you? Okay. And if you're targeting mainstreamers, like, is that going to guarantee you an audience, do you think, or?
It's more likely to have an audience
Okay.
than targeting just random people.
Okay. Because they're a big sector.
Yeah.
Got you. Lovely. And then number 6.
Question 6. What have you learnt about technologies from the process of constructing this product? In Photoshop I'd used an earlier design, an earlier version of it. So on the newer version I had to learn about some of the new features that added because it was quite an old version. But other than that, I knew how to basically use most of the stuff. But I'd never used InDesign before, so I had to learn how to use everything on there. I didn't like it very much because it's far too complicated.
Yeah.
And Photoshop was just better for doing everything. And I'd never used WordPress before, and I wouldn't particularly use it again because it just wasn't very good. It's far too complicated. A lot of the time it didn't work and ran slowly, and other blog sites would have been such more suited.
Would you blog again in general, do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't learn anything new in PowerPoint because I've used it before, but just like sort of brushing up on old things we've learned before on it. I found InDesign and WordPress, quite tricky because, like I said, I never used them before and they're too complicated. And having to cut out and go around all the images on Photoshop was quite hard if they were a complicated image.
Okay, so out of all of them, which did you think was the most useful for making your magazine?
Definitely Photoshop.
Okay, why that?
It just has like all the features you need to make it, like with all the editing on it.
And then, how did you approach it if you wanted to do something on Photoshop or InDesign and you didn't know what to do? How did you solve that? How did you find out what to do?
Either asked other people or just Googled it to see how to do it.
Okay, and was that
Yeah.
successful? And what about your target audience research? What technology did you use there?
Oh, SurveyMonkey.
Have you used it before?
No.
Okay, so how was it useful?
It was okay, but there wasn't many responses on my survey, so it didn't really represent the whole target audience.
Okay. How would you do it differently? Would you use different technologies or something to get it out there?
I'd probably just try different ways of like getting people to notice it.
Okay. And do you think, like using these technologies, if you'd used older versions of them or you hadn't had all of them, how important were they? Would you have been able to do your magazine without them?
I don't think, well, probably, but it would have been awful.
Okay.
Like, it probably all been made in like paint or something, so it would all look really bad.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you very much.